Hey all, and welcome back to another video by myself, Teg. I like to call myself Teg these days, the Evesham gamer. Um, Something a little bit different for you actually, because I'm fucking scratching my head all the fucking time. Maybe it's just because I'm nervous. I don't know. Anyway, so something a bit different really, and that is gaming, or even retro gaming in prison. I can hear the fucking gasps from people now. Fucking scumbag prisoners, fucking you fucking criminals, and they shouldn't be allowed this and they shouldn't be allowed that. Well, let me kind of calm you a little bit, okay? Because um, I know firsthand what gaming is like in prison, okay? And it it's quite interesting, really, okay? So I know this basically from the point of probably 2018, something like that. Um, I know specifically when, but it hadn't been long, I think, since the Nintendo Switch got released. So everything up to that point. Now, to put it into context for you, obviously, if you're in prison, you have your liberties and your everything stripped from you. You don't have anything. You just have a little fucking room, and you have a regime that you follow. And you basically have everything done for you effectively. So you're told what to do, where to go, when to shit, etc., etc. So the first thing I saw and I'll get into the retro stuff in a minute. The first thing that I saw when I was there was an Xbox 360. Um, Now that was in a Category B prison. A Category B prison is a holding prison basically for people before they get designated to whatever, or people that are waiting for categorization and then put into somewhere else, like Category C, Category A, things like that. Category D, and even just they're in for a few weeks and they go, uncategorized at that point, really. Anyway, so the gaming side of things. So it's Xbox 360. I at that particular time and in that particular jail, which was Winson Green, um, the boys that were in a particular, they were kind of like they were like the best jobs in the prison, orderlies. They had they had a smuggled in wireless adapter so they could get on the internet. Okay, so the screws didn't know about that. And I was sitting up there a couple of times playing some Call of Duty with them online, which was crazy. But that was during the day. And up to that point, I didn't see anything else. I was told stuff in the beginning that when you get to a Category D prison, you can have all sorts. Which, to be fair, is somewhat correct. Um, so uh, it was actually really when I went into Category C, and I noticed a lot of people had PlayStation 2s. There was a few 360s around. The 360s were generally, especially the slim versions, were generally banned outright through the estate, although some people had them. I do not know how or why. I think it was because some people in the system that had them before could keep them up to their point of release. I think it was something like that, but there was obviously exceptions made, and I'm absolutely sure there was some fucking cash changing hands somewhere along the line so that some people could get them. Because I'll tell you what, when you got to Category D, that's the whole fucking, it just changes completely. So, for retro gaming in prison, PlayStation 2 was the predominant one. I never saw an original Xbox anywhere. I didn't know anyone that had an original Xbox. I know people that had, or saw and met people that had a 360, but in Category C, it was PlayStation 2. And you could purchase a PlayStation 2 or an original Xbox. I didn't see any Mega Drives and that. There was like a catalogue, I forget what it was called now, that you could order this stuff from, but it was ridiculously priced. Now, bearing in mind most prisoners get paid the equivalent of about £1 a day. You can imagine how long that fucking takes to save up. But then you've got people that are in for sort of like 5-10 years. It's doable, I guess. So yeah, I mean, I got to play some games. I think, what was I playing? I've got a selection here of games that I actually picked up whilst I was away. Okay, so I can bet your bottom dollar that nobody fucking that watches this got their pickups from prison. Okay, so that's just how it is, right? But I managed to get some. or I just kept them really, and I don't guess they were pickups because I wanted something to play. So I think probably that I just might as well bring out the first one that I ever played after I got through from a category B, and that was, I'm sure I fucking picked it up. Here we go. Yeah, and this isn't the original copy, but that's Sega Classics Collection. I remember playing Virtua Racing to death on that. I didn't particularly like the adaptations of Space Harrier, Outrun, and Fantasy Zone on here. I definitely didn't like Golden Axe. Or Monaco GP for that matter, but Columns was okay. So that was one of the games I was playing an awful lot of, and I think it was like a Mega Drive collection as well that had quite a few Mega Drive games, and I was on the phone when I had the chance when I had credit to ring up some of my family to get them to go online and get cheats for me that I couldn't remember. So which has made it better for me, you see. So but I mean, category B, not much to say about that. It was category D where things really fucking changed. So I let's just go through the pickups first, okay? And obviously I didn't pick these up recently. I picked these up when I was away. And they weren't overly expensive, to be fair. I mean, to be fair, you know, it was a little bit like an inside CEX, right? There was some people in there that had various stuff that they were selling. A lot of the time, it would be people that are leaving and they're just selling off their stuff for like a couple of quid or whatever. I picked up a PlayStation 2 for 30 quid with 2 controllers and 2 games. I think that's pretty fucking good going. Oh, and free McBoot. Now, this is where things get interesting, okay? So when you're away in prison, you have to be quite resourceful in what you do in order to maximise and to maximise your abilities, I suppose it is, and and alleviate any boredom. I mean, obviously a category D is different than a category C, as it's different from a category B, etc. Can't speak for anything else other than that, because I've never been to any of them. But the funny thing is, right, is you've heard of Free McBoot, okay? Now, Free McBoot, okay, allows you to run games from a hard disk, and it allows you to watch films from a USB stick. That's right. So as you can imagine, Free McBoot cards are quite sought after if you've got a PlayStation whilst you're inside. And I have to say, you know, I had a Free McBoot card, and I had a couple of memory sticks, and I got caught with them. But only just, I don't know what it was. My room was getting spun because there was some intelligence, and I had them in my pocket already. So I blagged it, basically. Said that I found them in a computer, because I was working for Picta at the time, which is the ICT Academy. That's right, there is an ICT Academy within prison, or some prisons anyway. So what else is in there? Well, 360s were a fucking in abundance if you had the right money. They were going for 150 quid a pop. We're talking the original base model. If you get the one with the wireless in, and I kid you not, right, there was people that I met in there that at night in their rooms, because they're more called rooms there in a D category D but they're still cells. But you have your own key to your door. Basically, what was it now? Yeah, there were some people playing online. They had a phone, an illegal mobile phone, creating a hotspot, and then playing Xbox. Some people get away with it. I don't know how, because the officers have this device that you can tell when someone's using a phone, an illegal mobile phone. But anyway, it's not about the illegality of it in prison or what have you. It's about the games and about what people played it from a retro perspective, and up to current stuff. I mean, I never saw any Xbox Ones. They were banned outright. You could not get one of those. I mean, I'm sure there was the odd person that managed to smuggle one into a DCAT somehow. So the PS2 games, right? Well, this was the first one that I got in there, and I paid the grand sum of a tin of tuna for this. Okay, that's Pac-Man World 2. Some of these games, these boxes have got discs in them. Now, just for the sake of people that are watching this, and I know that they like to show off everything going, ooh, look at that. Look. You know, it's just so you can see. Some of the stuff you can pick up in there, it's fucking quality. disc on this one was I don't know, I think it was pretty good actually. Yeah, it's not bad at all. There's no hardly any scratches on it. That was one I picked up in there. Next one, which is definitely looks like it's in an old Xbox case, is Canna Medit. That just had a disc in it. That's it. I think I paid a packet of biscuits for that one. Sonic Mega Collection Plus. That one I think I paid 2 tins of tuna for. You fucking God, you must be laughing at this because you know, people say, oh, I paid £2 in CEX for this. No, I paid 2 tins of tuna, mate. Right. This one, I think this one was given to me when I left. That's Midway Arcade Treasures. I didn't pay anything for that one. Someone left and gave it to me, which I was really pleased with, to be fair, because, you know, hours of fun there. Oh, God. Mine's really itchy. I think I got a bit of hay fever. Next one was 18-wheeler American Pro Trucker. That one, nice and complete. That one I think I paid a tin of tuna for. Medal of Honor Frontline. Still got a sticker on the front of there. I don't remember what I paid for that one. Probably free. This was what they call a holy grail, right? A holy grail in prison. What the fuck? Well, I didn't even know it at the time how much this goes for, but obviously the economy in a prison is vastly different than it is on the outside. It mirrors what it's like out here, but it's, you know, when I say mirrors, it's not always correct, which mirroring is not correct because it's the opposite. So in a certain way, but this one, I couldn't believe this. I got this for free. Okay, I think the booklet is complete, or it's missing the front page. No, it looks complete to me. I don't know, but Silent Hill 3, right? Didn't cost me a fucking penny. Big shout out to Big Dennis for that one, because he gave me that and a few other games. I had no idea at the time that this was worth what it's worth now, which is, I think it's about 20 or 30 quid, something like that. But yeah, you know, later on when I checked that, I was like, oh fucking hell, that was the right result. Soul Calibur 2, that was free. Got that one for free in there. Just to say, some of these discs have got, they've got how many discs? Some of these cases have got more than 2 discs or more than 1 disc in. But I'll take this out of this one. This didn't come in this one. Just a couple of blank discs, really. I got these for free as well. So Grand Theft Auto San Andreas and Super Monkey Ball Deluxe. I've got both these in cases as well. But these are just the ones that I picked up when I was on my extended holiday. So as for what else, you know, I've got other games that I got from there. Which are in a box. I can't be bothered to dig them all out, and I certainly can't be asked to dig out all the 360 games that I saw whilst I was away. It's just no point. But I can tell you a few little stories. Okay, so one of them was over at the Metal Workshop across the road at this particular Category D prison, and right. So I'm sure some of you have heard of JTagging for Xbox 360. Well, someone was using a computer which was over in the Metal Workshop across the main road, to download the Xbox 360 games, right? And then they were doing some JTagging basically over in this workshop. So, you know, excuse me. So yeah, you know, all sorts was fucking going on. Now, I saw a couple of people with Mega Drives in there. You could have a Mega Drive. There was a lot of the time you had to go to the governor to request what you wanted, and most of the time they'd just be an arsehole to you, like, no, you're not having it, and things like that. I don't really understand the politics of the governors, etc. Senior members of staff. Some are okay, some are not. So I you know, it was swings and roundabouts, really. You know, anyone that had an Xbox 360, well, that was the elite console within prison. Anyone that had that, you were a top boy. Well, not a top boy, but you were probably somebody, because, you know, you're not going to have some of them fucking pikeys coming in and fucking breaking your door down. Like, I did see a couple of times when they nick people's stuff. Never happened to me, but, yeah. So, at first as well, which at least when I was in category D, was I requested that I wanted my original Xbox in, and it was granted. So on my first ROTL, which stands for release on temporary license, this was my overnight ROTL. So when I stayed at home, and I think the first time I did that was at Christmas time. I never spent one Christmas actually. Was it one or was it two? I can't remember. No, only one Christmas in jail. Um, but the my original Xbox, so that was granted permission. Permission was granted for me to bring one back with me when I came back. I was already aware of soft modding original Xboxes because someone was talking to me. They were like, "Oh, I'd love to be able to play Street Fighter 2, and I'd love to be able to play, you know, fucking what's that fucking ninja game? Ninja something, but Ninja Warrior or something. I don't know. It's an old arcade game, for example. You know, and a bit of Duck Hunt, and maybe some Alex Kidd on the Master System. And it made me think. I said, you know what? I've got an original Xbox. I can mod that when I'm out on my ROTL. So. Oh no, sorry. Let me just backtrack a little bit. So I got permission to get my Xbox, and I got it in, and it was great. I was playing, I was playing, Black on the Xbox. I was playing Halo 2. It was great, but I could only have X amount of games. You see, because you've got what they call your, oh man, it was too long ago now, but you have like a list, an inventory of what you're allowed to have. Certain amount of things like 10 CDs or something like that. So anyway, then I had that conversation with someone, and I was like, oh right. So I told them that I said that I went on another ROTL and I sold the screws and the governor. I fucking bullshitted them. I told them, so I'm taking this home with me because I've got nothing else to play when I'm at home on my ROTL, and obviously it's going to be a couple of evenings because I had 4 days at that point in a row. I said, I want something to play. Oh yeah, that's not a problem. Okay. So, or did I just take it out and not tell them? I think I did tell them. But anyway, so I got it home and I fucking soft modded it. I'd already pre-ordered through my dad to get this little adapter that goes to the front of the Xbox and turns into a USB. So you put a USB stick in it and you use, I think it's a Tom Clancy game, Splinter Cell, I think it is, to soft mod the Xbox. So I soft modded it. And obviously it's the original hard disk. So I can only get a certain amount on there. However, right... To add more games, all I did was burn off a load of CDs with fucking with ROMs on, so Mega Drive ROMs, arcade MAME ROMs, Master System ROMs, Game Boy ROMs, SNES ROMs, all of them onto CDs. And then I smuggled the CDs into my paperwork that I always used to take out with me, so I slid those in there. And I brought the Xbox back, and I had to get this one fucking dodgy screw, didn't I? He was a real arsehole to me. He's one that strip searched me before as well. He just didn't like me. Anyway, I saw him. I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be fucking him. I ain't done nothing wrong. So he went through my stuff and he's like, yeah, that's fine. And he picks up the Xbox and he's turning it around. He's going, I don't like this. It's been opened. And I went, all cool as he like. I went, yeah, it has been opened. Or said something like that. Anyway, no, what I actually said was, well, how do I know it's been opened? I said, this thing's like 20 fucking years old. I said, I don't know. It's second hand. I've had it. And he looked at me and he looked at the Xbox. He looked at me again and he looked at the Xbox. He looked at me again. And he went, all right, go on then. That was it. That was it. I had loads of people coming around to my pad or my Peter then. And we were all playing Street Fighter 2. And not only that, because it was modded. Oh, me, I got another USB stick, didn't I? So I've had that plugged into an adapter in that. But it played DVDs. So, and obviously, an unmodded Xbox has to use the remote control. This didn't. So I used the pad. So I got to watch all the DVDs I wanted. And I also smuggled in some horror films because you're not allowed... You think, work that one out. In jail, you can't have 18 movies. But you're all over 18. What the fuck? But anyway. So I was the only person there that had an original Xbox. I mean, a few people had 360s, but I was the only person that had an original Xbox. So, yeah, retro gaming in prison. It does happen. It is happening, and there's a fair amount in the estate. You can actually order from this magazine as well. You can order games from it. But based on the prices now out here, you know, I think I was lucky. I think I was very lucky to pick up those that you've seen, and then the ones that I've still got in the box. I think I've got another 10 games that I picked up when I was in their box ones, and they're all in really good nick. You know, so not that I want to remember my time there. It was what it was. You know, and that's it. So there you go. Pickups from jail. Now let's see if anyone else can fucking top that or match it at the very least anyway. Now I'm not bragging about that I was in jail. I'm not far from it. I wish anyone should go in there. So don't any of you think that you want to get nicked and then get sent away so you can go fucking getting pickups in your local fucking prison, because it ain't going to work like that. So yeah. Anyway, that's it from me on that front. Interesting, nevertheless. You know, it's. I imagine it's all changed now. I cannot see them having 360s anymore in there. But you know, if you got the money and the contacts, anything's possible. So anyway, that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed that one, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later.